Hi, so I'm back again with a video. I've just done my skincare essentials for travel, and this one is more my makeup, what I take away if I'm going. Typically, I spend like a week away at a time, and it's not all entirely travel friendly, but this is what I will take. So I have like a whole face. There are a couple of options because I can never take like one of everything. So in front of you, you're seeing the bag that I put everything in. So this is just another clear acrylic bag from Boots. It's quite a big bag, and I'll just quickly show you. I've just laid the things out that I'm gonna talk about. Get that back there. So obviously all my skincare would be done, and then I go in with my Clarins UV Plus, so it's SPF 50 sunscreen. I don't use it every day, but mainly if it is getting quite sunny. So I'm going away in June, so I'm definitely going to take that. Probably need a new one. Then for priming, I've got Smashbox Photo Finish Pore Minimizing. That's oil free. Oh, sorry, it's not focusing. Obviously it's a full size one. They did have a small one, but I thought for money, just get the big one. But I do like that because I do have quite oily skin and large pores, so it definitely helps give me a smoother appearance and help everything go on better. This is just a mirror from Clarins, so it does have like a zoom side. What else do I take? I'm just going to go in order of how I put it on. So normally it's SPF, then the face primer. I do have this mini primer from Urban Decay, eyeshadow primer. It's the anti-aging one. It's the only one they had at the time. Then I will go in with foundation, and I've got two choices here. So the first one is the Lancome Tonadol, what is it? Tonadol Ultra Wear 005 Beige Ivoire. I do quite like this. It's easy to put on, easy to blend out. My only issue with it is the colour is slightly grey toned, but I can make it work. And if I do that, I've got this mini expert face brush from Real Techniques. If I decide to go with another foundation, I have this one. Sorry, there's me with no makeup. But it's not actually the same product in there. So it is still Lancome Tonadol, but I normally put the liquid version inside once I run out. So it's not your traditional sponge. It's like a sponge and then a funny mesh. And I normally put whatever foundation I'm enjoying. I just clean this and then pump the foundation underneath and let it soak up. And I do actually like to use this, so excuse the mess, my brushes are dirty, I do need to give them a clean today, but I really like how this blends. And normally I think this is just gimmicky, no one would ever use them, but I really like it for blending out the foundation. It does give a really nice finish. Then onto concealer, NARS, is this Radiant? I think it's Radiant Creamy Concealer. I've got number 1, the lightest one, but because I was running out, I actually poured into this the Clarins Instant Concealer because I find it's a bit kinder on the lines around the eyes. What else? I do have, sorry, this is a bit disgusting, little sponge which I use to powder under the eyes just to set it. And for travel purposes, I've got the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish in Fair. My only issue with this, again, I've had this for less than a month and I've already hit pan, and I just use it in the morning to set. So I'm a bit annoyed at how little product there is in there. 8 grams. And I've got this another Real Techniques mini multitask brush, so I like that for just putting some powder. Then, oh, I didn't show you this. Before I powder, I use this Chanel Soleil de Tan. So I'm aware this is quite chunky. It's not exactly travel friendly, but if I feel like I need a bit of a glow, I'll use that. And my favourite brush is actually this EcoTools one. There's not a name or number on it. It's quite a dense brush, so I like it for picking up the product, and it blends well without ruining the foundation underneath. And then again, another option, if I want a powder option, the Guerlain Terracotta Bronzer this is Claire Brunette. So this is the one that has the kind of orange half moon. I like it because it's really subtle. So you look kind of peachy and awake without being too orange. Next, so I've got this, which kind of covers eyes and some complexion. It is the Charlotte Tilbury Instant Look in a palette. I can't remember what it's called, but it is the more rosy gold one. I had a slight issue with this. My partner ordered it for me for Christmas and it smashed when it was delivered because it was just put in a jiffy bag. So I was a bit pissed off and there were issues with sending it back. So I thought I'll just put it in here. I don't have the light shade because that's the one that smashed and went over all the others. And all of these hadn't been glued in. So I thought I'm just going to put it in a Z palette. Yeah. Basically, it's eyeshadows along the top. This one is just a number 7 cheap one, but it does a good job of highlighting. Got more rosy gold toned eyeshadow with the nice shade for the crease. The bronzer and the highlighter, which come in, I forget what she calls it, but you know, it's the pan with the bronzer and the highlight. I do prefer taking the larger pan with me because the colours are better. They're not the same in this. Like this is more warm toned and then that one comes out a bit whiter. I wasn't sure if I was going to like this blush because I am so fair, but if you use it lightly it does work well, and this pink one complements it really well. So I really like those together. And in terms of application, I take this brush which is a number 7 brush. So I use this one for the contour shade and then this end for the highlight. So saves me taking 2 separate brushes. And again, I do need to wash this, but I use this one for the blush. I don't know if you say Zoeva or Zoeva 126 Luxe Cheek Finish. I think that's my favourite blush brush. Sometimes I will take this as well. It's a mini Benefit Dandelion blush. I think there's a little bit more shimmer to it, or I don't know if shimmer's the right word, but I think it brings it all together quite nicely, and sometimes it helps to go for a softer look with that brown blush that comes in that Charlotte Tilbury palette. Adding on to the eyeshadows, if I'm going out and like for dinner or we're meeting people and I want to look a bit more made up, I've got this one from Bobbi Brown. I will just give you a quick swatch because this is really pretty. So sparkly. And that is Luxe Eyeshadow Rich Sparkle in Moonstone. So I don't know if these were limited edition, but it is gorgeous. It's really nice on top of the Charlotte Tilbury palette. Then I have lash curlers. These are just some from Tweezerman, but I think they are the best. And then, sorry, I've got more products to show, but I'm trying to be quick because I think I'm a bit of a slow talker, so I'm trying to talk a bit faster. For applying the eyeshadow, I have a few brushes. So I know this isn't exactly minimal, but these for me are like the minimum I need to get the look that I want. So I've got this little one from Real Techniques, which I use along the lower lash line just to smoke that out and make it a bit more even with what's on the top. I then use this Zoeva 227 Luxe Soft Definer. I actually use this to apply the eyeshadow, but it is quite handy for doing a little bit of buffing. This is an old one now, so it's the Chanel, does have a number 19. Focus. I don't know if it's going to focus. There we go. Yeah, I really like it for just adding a bit of definition in the crease and the outer corner. And then this one from Lancome, which is a number 17, and this is a nice fluffy, it's really soft, so I like that for blending out the crease and just softening, bringing everything together. Then I have, this is an old Clarins eye pencil. Well, I think it still exists, but yeah, it's black, it's smoky, it's got this little brush on the end which is quite handy for blending, so I use that along the lower lash line if I feel like it needs a bit more definition. Sometimes I'll do it just on the top if I want a softer look, and I do use it to tight line the upper lash line as well. And then if I want a bit more definition, I've got the L'Oreal Perfect Slim super liner, and it's a nice fine tip. Yeah, it's a felt tip brush, and yeah, it's nice. It creates a nice sharp wing. Then, oh yeah, I've got a little sharpener from the Body Shop. Just keeps everything in there. For brows, I like the Soap & Glory Archery pencil. So this, I guess, is a dupe for the Anastasia Beverly Hills, I want to say Brow Wiz pencil. I find I have to keep this in the box, otherwise it does snap, and it's happened with every single one, so I've just taken to keeping it in the box. My shade is Dark Chocolate, and there's not much to say about it really. It's a really good pencil, and it's a really good price. It's a nice fine tip, retractable, and it's got a little brush on the end. And then this Benefit Gimme Brow, this one's in number 3, so I just put it through after just to groom, keep everything down. I think this little one was free in a magazine, but I do need to get the full size. Right, we're nearly finished. Now it's lashes. I've got the Dior Shea Maximizer 3D Lash Primer. I am a big fan of this. I didn't believe that these things were going to work, but it really does add some volume and length. So when you put the mascara on top, your lashes do look amazing. And some of my favourite mascaras are from L'Oreal. So this is the Volume Million Lashes in Waterproof. I have really runny eyes, so I find that this one does work well. It stays on, it doesn't really smudge. And I like the brush. I'm a fan of brushes that are a bit kind of spiky, more comb-like. Not much else to say about it. It's a really nice mascara. Then on to lips. I've got this little liner from NYX. I like this because I've used so much of it that it just doesn't take up so much space. This one is in Sugar Glass, so it is quite a natural nudie colour. It is more brown toned, but that works well with my skin tone. Then I've got 2 lipstick options. So this is a mini Tom Ford in Bradley, and it's a really nice nude. It's got that brown tone to it, but it does have a bit of pink, but I like the finish to this one. It's kind of creamy and satiny. And then this one's quite a recent purchase from L'Oreal, Colour Riche 642. So it's a really shiny lipstick. Kind of similar to the Tom Ford, a bit more pink to it. So it doesn't wear as long because of the shine, but it does feel really, really nice and hydrating on the lips. Not that keen on the fragrance though, do tend to find that with the cheaper ones. Then I have a gloss. This is Chanel Rouge Coco Gloss in number 726. This one is, I've just realised the name isn't on there, but it is called Icing, and it's a really pale pink, but it's quite, yeah, you don't get a huge colour payoff, so it's almost clear, but I do like it on top of the nude lipstick, and it's really nice on its own as well. And then to finish, this is old packaging now, but this is like a travel size. That's a 30ml of the Urban Decay All Nighter Spray, so I just top it up with the large one I've got. And then it's fragrance, so a must-have for me is Chanel Coco Mademoiselle, and this is in the Twist and Spray. So yeah, handy for travel, because there's 20ml in there. Well, not in my one, but yeah, so that is everything. There is still room to play with. I'm aware it's not the most travel friendly, like, I don't know, if you were going on a flight, you might not want to take all of that, but that's the minimum that I like to take with me for if I'm just going away for a week, whether I'm staying with friends or family or just going shopping. That's my everyday face, with a couple of extra options. So hopefully the video wasn't too long. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. You can find me on Instagram at Katie Vasili. Yes, and I will be back soon with another video. Not sure what I'm going to film yet. I may actually show my face and actually put on some of the makeup, but I really need to learn how to edit because these videos are long. Anyway, thanks for watching and see you again soon.